Thank you for all the day ones, all the new subscribers, likes, comments, feedback. Man, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. How's everybody out there doing today, man? Countdown. Countdown has begun. All right. Countdown has begun. So I've been watching YouTube just like everybody else, man. All right. And I seen a picture. All right. And this is I seen a picture on someone's channel. All right. And the picture, it shows Dr. Larry. It shows Popeye. It shows another black inmate, and it shows some white inmates. All right. And when I seen that picture, the first thing that came to my mind was building tenders. All right. Building tenders. Right? Because for you to have the Texas Syndicate, the Mandingo Warriors, those white dudes could probably be some Aryan Brotherhoods. Right? Because if you have in that picture, if you have a Texas Syndicate, you have a Mandingo Warrior, I'm pretty sure the white dudes are probably Aryans. Right? So if you look at that picture, you want to know its context. Right? But everybody forgets that Popeye, before Popeye was a Texas Syndicate, Popeye was a building tender. Right? Before Popeye was a Texas Syndicate, Popeye was a building tender. So if you look at that picture where you see Dr. Larry, you see a Mandingo Warrior, you see a Texas Syndicate, and then you see a white guys. So if I was a betting man, I would assume that those white guys are probably Aryan Brotherhood. Right? The first of the families, as you would say, right, in Texas. And the more you listen to Dr. Larry, he hates gangs, right? Dr. Larry hates gangs. He doesn't give any kind of, if it's not a FAMA, a Texas Syndicate, he gives credit to those guys, but he don't give credit to Dangos, Crips, Bloods. He don't acknowledge those guys like them being anything, right? If you go watch Dr. Larry's, he talks downs on gangs. Gangs ain't shit. Gangs don't do nothing. The gangs don't run nothing. Woo, 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 right? So Dr. Larry at times speaks almost like if he was a building tender, right? At one point or another. And all this information that I'm getting it from Robert Delgado, Bad Bob, one of the original Texas Syndicates, right? One of the original Texas Syndicates. Not only one of the originals, but one of the highest ranks, right? Bobby was high rank. And this is where I get all my information, right? That Popeye, before Popeye was a Texas Syndicate, Popeye was a building tender. And if you want to know about prison history, the reason the Texas Syndicate were formed was to combat the building tenders. All right. The building tenders. Dr. Larry, his jobs were always warden assistant. Right? I'm just going off of what Dr. Larry's videos would say, right? That he was a warden assistant, right? A warden assistant, right? So I asked Bobby, I said, man, you ever heard of some guy named Dr. Larry? He did about 42 years in. He goes, look, I can't put a name to the face, but anybody that worked for the administration was a building tender. Anybody that worked for the administration as a assistant, warden helper, you were part of the building tenders. So when I seen that picture of Dr. Larry, Popeye, the Mandingo warrior, it felt like, man, is that a picture of the building tenders? Is that a picture of the building tenders on that block, right? Because you have to go back to the building tenders, right? The building tenders, the blacks would dictate the blacks, right? The black building tenders would dictate the blacks. The Mexican building tenders would be able to dictate the Mexican inmates. The whites, at that time, they had control of all the inmates, right? The white building tenders could control all inmates, right? Because they were part of the administration. So when I seen that picture yesterday, I'm like, man, Bobby is right? Because I don't see nowhere in this world where a Texas Syndicate, a Mandingo warrior, maybe even some Aryan Brotherhoods will take a picture of camaraderie, right? And then post it up for the whole world to see it, right? So that tells me that Dr. Larry must have been a building tender, right? Because if you look at y'all go check out the picture, man. It's the pictures on Texas Prison Stories, right? If you go to Tim Snow's post, there's a picture of Dr. Larry and Popeye and Mandingo Warrior and some white guys, right? And you look at that picture, and that picture's taken like, the white guys are smiling, right? There's a few smiles in there. So that means that picture was taken at a camaraderie, right? Something brought us together. Some common enemy brought us together to take this picture together to show our unity, right? This picture was to show unity, right? Amongst those guys. Unity, right? Because if you look at that picture, them guys are just smiling, ready for the picture to be taken, right? So I'm gonna send that picture to Bobby, man, right? I'm gonna send Bobby that picture, and maybe he can put a name. I know he can recognize Popeye, right? If that's Popeye, then Bobby's gonna be able to recognize, hey, that's Popeye, right? Because Bobby knows who Popeye is, right? I'm just intrigued by the picture, right? Because I see a Mandingo warrior, I see a Texas Syndicate, and I see what I presume or allegedly be some Aryan Brotherhoods, right? Those are the first prison families, right? You had the Texas Syndicate for the Mexicans, and then you had the Mandingo warriors for the blacks, and then you had the Aryan Brotherhood for the whites, right? So that picture could be the three families, or it could be the unity of the building tenders, right? But like Bobby told me, he goes, before Popeye was a Texas Syndicate member, Popeye was a building tender. And that's why him and Bobby didn't get along, right? Bobby knows Popeye, right? And that's how I knew that Popeye was a building tender before he became a Texas Syndicate. So now you got Popeye on this picture with Dr. Larry and these other characters, right? But if you listen to Dr. Larry's time in prison, he was always part of the administration, right? He was always part of the administration one way or another by being a bookkeeper, assistant. So if you go based off Dr. Larry's stories and you take it into for what I believe Dr. Larry based off his stories, based off his videos, and the way he carries himself tells me that he could have been a building tender at one time. All right. You have to see it for what it is, man. All right. The creation of these prison gangs in Texas were formed to combat the building tenders. The building tenders were raping, extorting all the inmates. All right. The building tenders themselves were a gang that was formulated and able to run by the administration. Right. So the birth of Texas Syndicate and all these other families were to go against the building tenders. Right. To combat the building tenders. Because 70s and the 80s, the building tenders were the top food chain. They were the top food chain of the prison environment in the 80s, 70s. Because there's a lot of history of the Texas history, man, that needs to get told from the people that have been there, right? Like I said, man, Dr. Larry did a good job, man, right? But he did his own perspective on how an incarcerated black inmate seen prison, right? That's his perspective. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But what I'm trying to do is bring the perspective view of a Hispanic, a Mexican, right? And somebody that's been there 40 plus years. Robert Delgado has been locked up 40 plus years, man. He's been there from the beginning of the creation of the Texas Syndicate, and he's there now. Right? He's there now as we speak. He's there. So we need to be able to document the history from somebody that was there, man, before it goes away, right? Because people post that picture and they post it like, oh yeah, Popeye from the Texas Syndicate, right? But you got to really know who Popeye is, right? Popeye was a building tender before he became a Texas Syndicate. And these are things that I want Bobby to explain to y'all, man. Right? I want him to be able to tell y'all his history of what he's been through, what he knows, and how it started, and what its purposes were for. Right? The Texas Syndicate, what it is now, it's not what it was meant to be. Right? The Texas Syndicate at the beginning was like a political movement, activist for the Chicano people, right? For the Tejano. It was a movement. It wasn't supposed to be what it is now, right? But that's why Bobby walked away from it, right? He walked away when all these the 90s came in, right? When all these new gang members came in, and he didn't like the type of characters that were coming in and joining the family, right? And according to him, it lost its purpose. So he didn't want to be no longer part of that purpose, man. Right? And he decided to become an ex-member. He left the organization. Right? He didn't leave on bad terms or he just, I don't believe in it no more, man. It's getting too watered down. It's not no more what it used to be. I want out. And there's been plenty of times, man. He got some book out there. There have been times where they've been he's been attacked, right? He's been attacked. He's got the upper hand on them. Uh, so he knows that, hey, he still has a target on his back, right? If these guys still wanted him, he's still around. But he's not scared, man, right? He talks about them. He still speaks the truth. He's ready to come on the internet and speak the truth, man. You know, tell his story. And tell his story. So hopefully, once I get over this court date, I can start concentrating a little bit more on my Texas history and get back to doing something positive instead of well, you know what? I am doing something positive, man, because I'm speaking up against people that rape males. Right? I seen Fleece was over here in Houston, Texas, right? And that's bad, right? I don't know how these guys can glorify and idolize these characters that rape people, right? They rape people, right? And they're idolized and glorified and, oh, Fleece is cool. Fleece is a sick fuck, man, right? Ain't nothing cool about that dude. Nothing cool. Nothing funny about it. Right? Nothing funny about it, right? That's why I continue to speak. And you know what? After this court, I'll probably still talk about Mark and that piece of shit dude, right? That ain't gonna stop me my scrutinizing. Ain't no scrutinizing stopping, right? You ask yourself, did them pieces of shit stop scrutinizing me? No, they went with the defamation of my character, right? So I'm not gonna stop scrutinizing them, right? We've just getting started, man, right? If you think that I'm not making no videos and I'm not talking about you, just wait, right? Just wait. Wait. Just wait, right? Once you look stupid on this social media platform, right? Your apology. The only way your case gets dismissed is if the statement and the defamation was true. I'm already telling you right now, it's not true. So you're gonna have to work hard and extra to try to prove your case, right? Because I'm gonna shut everything you have down. Shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. Right? Countdown is ticking. Right? Countdown is ticking. You thought that you were gonna be over there and defame my character, cyberbully me, and you thought that I was just gonna sit there and take it. No, buddy, I'm not. Right? I'm not gonna sit there and take it. Right? I'm not a punk. Right? I'm gonna do whatever I can to fight. Right? And it's gonna be beautiful, man. Right? Beautiful. Court date's coming up in a couple of days. Just like Charleston White said, you ain't never gonna get a black man to apologize until you mess with their money or you mess with their freedom. And I gotta agree with Mr. Charleston White, right? From personal experience, right? That you're never gonna get an apology from a black man until you mess with their money or mess with their freedom, right? And even then, even this piece of shit right here, right? He still thinks he has some kind of a hand to play. You got no hand to play, man. I suggest You hire an attorney to try to mediate in your best interest. Right? That's the only thing. That's the only advice I would give you. Right? Is hire you an attorney to give you sound legal advice. Right? Because you don't comprehend. Your comprehensive skills are kind of shitty. You can't comprehend of what you got yourself into. Right? And the only way that you're going to be able to get yourself out of that is if the statements are true. Which I'm telling you right now, they're not. Right? They're not. But just like you wanted me to hit the link, you will hit that link in a few days. Right? I will see you on Zoom, right? Because you're out of state. And I'm pretty sure you applied. If you didn't, then fuck it. If you don't show up or go to court, I automatically win. So don't miss court. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. Every time you submit something, you're supposed to send me a copy. Right? Every time you submit something, you're supposed to send me a copy, man. All right. Oh, yeah, I'm a sucker, man. I'm suing. All right. I'm suing for defamation of character, libel and slander. All right. Yes. Yes, I am a sucker. I'm a snitch. Oh, yes. No, I don't overdose no more, man. All right. That was a part of my life that I overdosed in. I had a life experiencing, man. Life experience, life-changing experience. Right? When you have an out-of-body experience, man, it's life-changing. It's life-changing, man. Right? You learn something from there. Right? It's beautiful, man. Right? When you can learn something from a mistake, that's the whole gist of it, man. Right? For you not to repeat the same mistake over and over. If you were able to learn something from the first mistake, you learned something. Right? You learned something. So, if you think that by overdosing, oh man, that's part of my life, man. Right? But I still don't go defaming people's character. Right? It's like you got your roof fixed yet? Have you fixed that roof? Right? Have you fixed those blinds? Have you fixed them rat holes? Decapitated home. Have you fixed your home yet? Have you fixed it? Oh no, we just getting started, Sweet Sue. Right, we got court date coming up in a couple of days. I'm gonna get to know who his witnesses are, if he has any. If he has any witnesses, I will get to know who those are. You already got my witness. That's the only witness you're gonna have. All right. My case is simple to prove. You did everything for me. Everything for me, man. And I appreciate that. Because like I said, God does things for a reason, man. Every time, every time I've been close to being unalived, you know who steps in? The man upstairs, man. He intervenes and inserts himself to keep me safe. And I asked myself, I said, God, why do you always get me out of jams, man? What is it? What do you want from me, man? Right? What do you want from me? Right? It's like you're always showing me good faith, man. And I'm being a stubborn human, right? Not following the signs. He's not gonna win. He can't win. The only way he can win is that if everything he said is true, and like I said, baby, sweetie, 90.99. It's like the Maury show. 99.9 false. You are not the father. All right. It's gonna be interesting, man. All right. I got my polo boots out. Done picked up my jeans from the cleaners yesterday. Starchy Archie. All right. Man, it's like my pants are like cardboard right now, man. All right. I feel like I got cardboard pants on. All right. They're so starchy Archie. All right. And I got my package from Macy's, you know. Gotta put that on. Look presentable, you know what I mean? And then when the trial comes, I'm bringing out the suit. I'm bringing out the suit for trial. I'm gonna go get me the suit's coming out, man. The suit's coming out. It's a Ralph Lauren suit, man. From Dillard's. It's coming out, man. All right. You gotta look presentable, man. Right. Presentable, man. I've already damaged my character. Myself, man. I've damaged it by having a criminal record, man. But still, that doesn't give anybody a right to slander and libel and defame my character. He needs. I hope he's practicing. No, he's not very smart at all. He comes on here with the sympathizer troll accounts and tries to get a reaction, which he doesn't get too much. Right? I just laugh off of it and I feed off of it, you know. He don't have the mentality, man, right? I'm going to see his mentality pretty soon. I'm going to see how smart he is pretty soon, right? I'm going to see how smart he is pretty soon, right? And please, the courts do not like false statements. The courts do not like defamation. They like truth. So get your little cowboy hat, your little backyard squirrel fur coat, and try to come up with a scheming plan, right? But remember, it has to be the truth. We're in the Texas courtroom. We're not in your kangaroo court. We're not in your kangaroo court where you're the judge, jury, and executioner, right? We're not in that court. We're in the Texas court. We're not in your kangaroo court, right? Where you're the judge, jury, executioner. Right? You're used to that, right? Manipulating and controlling the narrative of the situation and spinning it to whatever you want it to be. But that's not going to happen in this courtroom, right? You're just a defendant. That's all you are, a defendant. You're not going to be the judge, the jury, executioner, right? Like you've been, right? Right? Like you executed my character, right? Assassinated my character on social media. That's what you've been doing, right? Directly and indirectly, right? All those panels is you being indirectly, right? It's not you directly doing it, but it's your actions. They're feeding off of you. So indirectly, you have your hand in everything. So hopefully, he's not getting the only satisfaction he's getting is that he's gonna have to explain himself, right? Just like how he wanted me to get into the kangaroo court, explain yourself. Well, you know what? You earn yourself a one-way ticket to explaining yourself, right? Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Right? Ain't that, man, I'm gonna drop these nuts in your mouth. That's what I'm gonna drop, right? I'm gonna drop these nuts in your mouth. I ain't dropping no link, right? If anything's gonna be dropped, it's gonna be these nuts in your mouth. So kick rocks. All you fucking sympathizers of fucking apex predators can suck nuts, right? All you apex predator sympathizers, kick rocks, right? Kick rocks, man, right? Kick rocks, right? Matter of fact, go over there and create videos, right? Beautiful, man. Right? Drop the link. Drop the link. Right? I'll drop these nuts on your chin if you're interested in that. But I ain't dropping no link. I got no business going back and forth, right? I don't need your explanation at the moment, right? In a few hours, right? Hours, right? We will you will have your time to explain yourself, man, right? I don't need to hear nothing of what you have to. I've heard enough, man. I've heard enough of what you had to say. Or anybody that supports you, right? Any of your sympathizers, I've heard it all, right? I don't need to hear nothing from y'all, right? I've heard it all, right? If it ain't talking about cleaning up the mess, I'm not trying to hear it, right? I gave you every opportunity to go on your fucking platform, make a video, keep that video up, clean up the mess, but you chose to fucking not do it. So here we are, right? I don't need to drop the link, right? I gave you every opportunity, right? I got text messages, clean up the mess. I'm not gonna help you. You wanted me to help you. Oh man, let's go, we'll do some videos and we'll get everything back together. No, I am not gonna help you. Did I help you defame my character? No, so why would I help you fix my character? Right? Calling me, nah, man, we'll get your channel back up. We'll do some videos together and you'll watch. Watch what? No, I was waiting for you to clean up the mess on your own. You created the fucking mess. So why should I help you clean up your mess? No, you should have been a big boy, put on your big boy pants, gone and did a fucking video and left it up. Right? And at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. Right? The verdict is going to be the same thing that you should have just done from the fucking beginning. That's simple. That's why I don't fucking understand. Right? You're still going to have to fucking do it at the end of the day. You're still going to have to fucking do it. Why you could have just did it, avoided all this fucking bullshit. Now it's going to get done forcibly by law, and you're still going to look stupid at the end of the fucking day. Which you should have just fucking done it from the beginning when I gave you the opportunity. All right? Instead of you making a mockery of a legal process, I sent you a cease and desist letter, right? Which initiated the legal process. You chose to ignore it. That's your fucking choice, not mine. You feel that you're bigger than the fucking law, well then you pay the consequences. All you had to do is what they're going to make you do at the end of the fucking trial, right? They're going to make you clean up the fucking mess that you created one way or another, right? Because everything you said is fucking false, but you still don't fucking comprehend that. You still a fucking delusional fucking little man, right? You call me delusional, you're fucking delusional, right? Because I gave you every fucking opportunity before I sued your ass. You chose to ignore what I was asking you to do. Right? Now I'm telling you to do it. Right? Now I'm fucking telling you to do it. At first I was asking you. You chose not to do it. Right? Your response was like, oh, let's do some videos together and we'll get it back going. Fuck you and your fucking videos. Right? Fuck you and your fucking videos. Fuck you and your bitch ass fucking videos, right? You should have fucking did the same thing. You should have did what I was asking you, right? Politely. Now, we're in the courts, and we're going to let the courts figure this out, right? Everything you did was on social media, man. You didn't say it behind closed doors. You said it on social media, right? And that's why we're here. That's why I'm on here right now, right? Combating the defamation, the seriousness of the defamation of my motherfucking character, right? I told you, I damaged my own motherfucking character for a piece of shit deadbeat dad that can't even provide, can't even get up on the motherfucking roof and fix a couple of shingles, right? To defame my character, to try to normalize the deviancy of fucking one male rapist, right? Self-admitted sodomized, right? That's why I don't feel bad, man, right? Because God's going to look out for me, man, right? God knows my heart that, hey, I'm not glorifying or idolizing people to get harmed, right? At the end of the day, all these people that watch Fleece Johnson and that watch Mark Moore and get a few laughs, man, y'all are a victim, right? How do you think the victims felt? How do you think Brad Lucas felt? You think they were having a few laughs when they were getting their ass cracked? Nah, right? But everybody gets a few laughs at the expense of the white man, right? Because who cares what the black man did to the white man in prison, right? I can tell everybody gets a few laughs. Look at the platforms that idolize. The Bob Report. What's the Terrence Williams? All these guys are idolizing and glorifying the fucking behavior of these sexual deviants. What's the common? They're all black. They're all black, right? So who cares what the black man did to the white man in prison? There he goes, right? Because we're black men with platforms, and look what we're promoting. Black man deviancies, booty bandits. And who were the victims? Majority of white boys, right? And then you got Dante Lamar, who cares? With passion, right? Passion and bass, who cares? With the black, it's clearly, nobody cares on YouTube because it's being promoted, right? Glorified. Sickening behavior from these fucking fuckers, man, right? Shit like that should be talked behind closed doors, man, right? Whispered. It shouldn't be talked, hey, look at Fleece. Fleece over here, gumming Linda Dynamite, taking tree logs up at his ass. What kind of sexual deviancy is that for society, man? Right? That shit makes no motherfucking sense for these sick fucks, man. They're all a bunch of sick fuck, degenerate fucks, man. Right? Anybody that supports or promotes any person getting raped, either being male or female, y'all are some sick fucks, man. Right? Go look at yourself in the mirror, man. Right? Mr. Dante Lamar Bell, going to war with Texas Podcast. Why are you going to war for? Why are you going to war with Texas Podcast? What did they say? What did they say about you that slandered or defamed your character or assassinated your character? What did Welcome to Texas Podcast say? Well, apparently Texas Podcast said nothing but the truth because you ain't been able to sue me yet, right? You haven't been able to sue me or try to get any kind of counterclaim, right? So apparently, Welcome to Texas Podcast has been telling the fucking truth. Right? Welcome to Texas has been telling the fucking truth. So if people want to hate me, because I speak up against Fleece Johnsons and Mark Moores, well then hate me, man. Right? Because I know God's going to love me more. Right? The evil's going to hate the good I'm doing. Right? But the good side's going to bless me, man. Right? Because I'm not speaking up against a law-abiding citizens. I'm speaking up against what both societies despise. Prison society despises rapists. A law-abiding society out here despises rapists. But only social media is where these guys are idolized and glorified and promoted. So I guess we need to attack all the fucking social media platforms, man. Is this, once again, man, is this part of the culture? Is this part of the black culture? I just want to know, man. Is this acceptable behavior in the African American culture? Is this behavior embraced, promoted, glorified, idolized? I just want to know, man. I'm a Mexican American, and then to my culture, you know, that's kind of taboo and despised, right? But I'm seeing all these platforms promoting it, idolizing it, and it's almost becoming, is it an agenda? Right? No, I'm not talking, I'm just asking, man, right? I'm just asking. Right, because if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, you got to ask these type of questions, man. Right? You got guys promoting Fleece Johnson, Mark Moore, sodomist, rapist. Most of their victims were white, and I don't see Mark Moore on no white guys platforms. I don't see Mark Moore or Fleece Johnson on any white guys platforms. right? Who's are promoting this? What culture? What culture is embracing this behavior? I'm not talking about any culture. I'm just confused, right? I want to know, is this part of a new culture thing? Is this a new trend? The the blacks are embracing the booty bandits. Is this part of the new trend that's going on social media? I'm just curious, man. Right? I'm not talking down. This is what I'm just seeing. This is my experience. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing and hearing. Right? I'm not talking about them. Right? I'm just asking a question, right? Because most of the sympathizers seem to be black. Right? So I want to know why you're sympathizing to somebody that rapes males. Is this part of the new embracing culture? Is this part of the new trend? I'm just curious, man. Right? Is it? Because the only ones that are glorifying it, idolizing it, is characters like Dante Lamar Bell. Going to war with Texas Podcast with the only one that's speaking the truth. No, buddy. Right? That's why Mr. Dante Lamar Bell is being sued for those same allegations, right? And since you're going to be over here with, like I said, I don't ban people for you speaking your mind. But once you come in here and start spitting defamation on anybody's character, you will get back. You will get blocked, man. All right. I don't play around with people's defamation. That's why I'm taking Dante Lamar Bell for the same questions or remarks. You post any kind of stuff like that, you're getting banned, right? That's defamation of my character, right? And that's why I'm suing him at the moment, right? To combat that, right? Those remarks, you see, those remarks are based off Dante Lamar Bell's defamation of my character, right? Because I have no convictions, but I sound like a broken record going over and over and try to prove my innocence where my innocence has already been proven. Right? I don't have to prove my innocence to y'all. My innocence has been proven. If that's not sufficient to y'all, then y'all can do is stick y'all thumb up y'all's ass and suck it. That's all I can do. That's the only reasoning that I can tell you, right? Explanation, right? Because if I had convictions, oh, believe me, I'd have to do a lot of explaining, right? But if I had convictions, I wouldn't be on here to explain to anybody. Right? But that's why we're going to court, man. Right? So for all you people out there listening, if you don't want to get blocked, don't defame nobody's character, man. Right? You won't get blocked. Right? Don't slander, no doxing. And you won't have no words by getting blocked. Right? You will get blocked with the slander and the defamation. I got no time for that, man. Right? I already got one piece of shit in court, right? If you want to call me those names, put a name on it, man. Put a name and an address. Right? And you can call me all those names, but put a name and an address on it. Right? Since you're so big, Billy badass, right? Don't do it behind a troll account. Do it under your real name. Say, my name is Dante Lamar Bell, and I felt that you're a rapist. Right? Do it like he did it. And go, and then we'll see what happens. Right? But don't be a cowardly and do it behind troll accounts, right? Do it under where I could put a name to the face. Just like Dante Lamar Bell. Right? So we can see how far that gets you. All right? See how far that gets you with the trolling and the... That's what I don't understand, man. Social media has given these guys a security blanket to be promoters of male rape, glorifying and idolizing it, knowing that 9 out of 10 times they would have probably been victims themselves. They would have been victims themselves of predators like Mark Moore. Right? And you're out here defending them. Try to normalize this shit. Right? That's bad. Social media, man, social media needs to be torn down, man. Right? Because if prison rapists are despised, in real world society, rapists are despised, but it seems like only on social media where you can be anything you can fucking be, almost like the army, be all you can be, right? They're glorified and idolized, and it's entertainment purpose. But you know what? It sure wasn't entertainment purposes for them white boy victims. Not like Thomas Harris. Them dudes weren't fucking laughing. Right? Them dudes weren't having a good time. But you got characters like Dante Lamar Bell going to war with Texas Podcast. Pre-trial is just pre-trial, man. All right. Pre-trial, let me tell you, let me read what pre-trial is. Let me explain it to you. Okay. It says, what happens after I file a small claims case? Make sure to keep your address updated in the court and parties so you receive any paperwork notice or notice sent to you. The court will generate, right? What if the defendant doesn't answer? What is discovery? Discovery is the exchange of information between people or companies involved in the lawsuit before the case goes to trial. For information about discovery after a judgment, please see the sections to what if I win my small claim. Discovery must be approved by the judge before the other party has to provide any information or answer any questions. If you have discovery questions that you want the defendant to answer, submit them to the court with the request for discovery. Requesting the court to do something is called a motion. So you would be making a motion for discovery. The judge will only approve reasonable and necessary discovery. If you have discovery requests, make sure they actually relate to the case. For example, asking for copies of emails that the defendant sent to a subcontractor about the deck work they did for you is likely reasonable. And asking for a copy of all emails from the defendant over the last 3 years is likely not. If you receive discovery requests that have been approved by the judge, you must respond with the requested information. Right. At a pretrial hearing, you can discuss any issues such as the need for an interpreter or for the court to subpoena a witness. order them to come to trial to testify, right? So basically, pre-trial is, hey, we're gonna get who's your witnesses. Uh, do we want jury trial, trial by judge? I want trial by judge, right? Uh, I don't need to subpoena any witnesses, right? Uh, even though I got text messages from people, oh, sending me their name and address and say, I'll subpoena. But yeah, but they're into being like, oh, you subpoena them and they come in and fuck up your case, right? So all this is a booklet, right? For proceeds and civil case, man. Right. I gave him every opportunity to correct his wrong. He chose not to. Well, then deal with the consequences, whatever those may be. Right. I'm not the one. I'm not the judge, trial, or the executioner. I don't know what that's going to be. All I'm asking is for the relief. He knows what I'm asking for. Right. If he read the complaint. He knows what kind of relief I'm asking, right? And if I can prove my case, the judge will grant me majority of those relief, right? As long as they're in the law, right? I'm only suing you for $9,500. The max is $10,000. Right? I only put 95. All right. I want you to do a public apology video and keep it up for an extended period of time. Right. I'm gonna say about a year or two, man. Right. Something reasonable. Right. To combat the defamation of because every time I do a video, somebody has to make comments about your narrative that you spin. Right. Because I have no convictions, any plead outs, anything of nature. But like I said, on social media, where people are idolizing and glorifying what society despises, Mark Morris like, hey, leave the cripple alone. He's paying for what he did. Leave him alone. He ain't paid enough. He ain't paid enough. Right. Read the relief. I am not asking nothing reasonable. That's not reasonable, man. Right. Everything is in your doing. Right. Psychiatrists are not cheap. All right. Psychiatrists are not cheap, man. All right. I'm going to have to be seeing the psychiatrist for, I don't know how long I'm going to get over this trauma that you have inflicted. And somebody's going to have to pay for that treatment. Someone like a car accident. My back, my neck. Oh, my neck, my back. Oh, my neck, my back. Ah! Somebody got to pay that fucking bill. All right? Just because I'm physically not harmed, but emotionally, I still got to see a psychiatrist, a doctor. Somebody got to pay that bill. Somebody got to pay that. And I'm not stopping to see him. I feel like another episode's coming on. All right. All this anxiety, this trauma, going to court, butterflies, right? Palm sweating, heartbeat racing, perspiration on the eyebrows, forehead just sweated, armpits are just sweated, right? Anywhere you can sweat from is, I'm sweating from there, right? But it's part of the mental health, man, right? All you had to do was clean up your own mess, man, without having somebody to force you to do it. Or somebody being over you, right? And making you correct your wrong. As a man, I gave you the opportunity and the due process be like, hey, you go up there, clean it up. We had the conversation, man, right? I told you. What did you say? Let me make it. Come on, man, let me make it, Noel. I said, the only way I'm going to let you make it is if you go clean up the mess. Right? I'm not trying to hear no negotiations about, oh, we can do content, we can fix it up. No, I don't want that. Right? I'm not a content creator. Right? I'm not a fucking content creator. If that was the case, I'd be fucking doing reaction videos. I'd be doing, no. It's like a hobby, a pastime, a therapeutical. I felt something. Look what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody that fucking raped people, man. I'm not speaking about against the Pope. I would understand the pushback if I was speaking about somebody good. Believe me, I would understand. I wouldn't even be talking bad about somebody that was good to begin with. How could you speak bad about somebody that's doing something good other than just being hateful, an evil person? I'm not speaking up against nobody good, right? There's only two sides, good or bad. And if you put Mark Moore's on the bad side. Why? Because at 50 years old, you can't hold your own self accountable for the shit you did in life and move on. Right? Make peace with the people you offended and affected and move on. But when you're still delusional in the dark, there's always going to be people like me with the flashlights. But I'm a newcomer to social media, man. Right? And I don't do this for money. Right? I never did this for money. I never charged nobody $50 a panel to speak their mind or insert themselves. No. I didn't profit off the victims. I didn't profit off the shit Mark Moore or Fleece Johnson did to his victims. That's fucked up, man. At the end of the day, somebody went through some horrible shit. Right? For us to y'all have a good one, man. I gotta get my documents ready and my argument ready. Y'all have a good one, man. And you piece of shit, I know you're listening. See you in court, buddy, old pal. Look spiffy. First impressions mean everything. You have a good one. Winter's coming. Fix that roof. Please, man. I'm pretty sure if you would start a GoFundMe, man, pretty sure people would help you out, bro. I'll probably help you out, man. I'll tie something for you. Do a GoFundMe for the roof. I'll, I'll, I'll donate, bro, to show you what kind of man I am. That is for a good cause. I'm in it. I'm there. Sign me up. Where'd I put my paw print? You could have just did like Spike Lee asked you to do the right thing. Radio Raheem wanted them 20 double D's and you didn't want to listen, but now we're here, all right? Now we're here. I'm gonna have to be inspired. I'm about to pick up that trash can and throw it into the pizza parlor right now. All right? But you chose not to do that, man. You chose not to do the right thing. But who am I, man? We'll see each other soon, and like I told you, may the best men win. And if you felt that what you were doing was for the better of mankind, then I feel God would be on your side. Because you got to question yourself. You got to ask yourself, man. What I did was right. Ask yourself, man. Right? Because I have to ask myself. I have to victim shame myself, right? Victim blame myself. What did I do wrong? And to tell you the truth, the only thing I did wrong was meeting you. That's the only thing that, right? You have a good one. And keep you up to date, man. I'm waiting for Bobby to hit me back up. Y'all have a good one. We'll catch you on the other side.